Are you thinking about moving to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and you're just not sure where's the best place for you and your family to live? Or maybe you already live here in Fort Lauderdale and you're looking for a city that has a better fit for your needs or maybe even your family's needs. Don't worry, you came to the right place, because in this video, we're gonna talk about the top 10 cities to live here in Fort Lauderdale. Whether you're looking to live on the water, you want a little bit more land, you're looking to escape the hustle and bustle of the city, you want the suburb life, or you're just looking to escape condo and apartment living altogether, I got you guys. And if you stick around to the end, I'm even going to throw in a neighborhood here in Fort Lauderdale that I think is going to boom over the next couple of years. If you're new here, my name is Joe. All I ask is that you please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps us out. Plus, you could drop a comment below on what you want to see us make a video on next. I am a licensed realtor, and my team and I love to help people move to Fort Lauderdale and the South Florida area in general. So whether you're looking to buy, sell, or even invest, we'd love to be a real estate resource of choice. Call us, email, text us, DM us, whatever's easiest for you, we got you. But now let's talk about the top 10 cities to live here in the Fort Lauderdale area. First up, we have Coral Springs. So where in the world is Coral Springs located? So Coral Springs is in Broward County, pretty much all the way out west. So you take Atlantic Boulevard till it ends, you hit the Everglades, you're in Coral Springs. And you're probably thinking, okay, well, you can't get around to anything. That's actually not true. So Coral Springs is pretty much surrounded by the Sawgrass Expressway, which is really nice. So it makes it easy to get around. You can get over to 75, you can get to the Turnpike, 95, 595, very, very quickly. And you can make it to most places around Broward County and even southern Palm Beach County within about 25 to 35 minutes. So that's not bad at all. And you're probably thinking, okay, but what is Coral Springs known for? So Coral Springs is known for having everything under the sun. And I can tell you, growing up there and living there, I definitely did not think Coral Springs had everything under the sun. Actually, most people are like, yeah, I can't wait to get out and experience some of these other cities. But when you think about it, looking back, it does have everything in the sun. They have some great parks like that of Mullins, Cypress Park, and even Betty Stradling Park. There's great trails, there's great shopping, there's great dining. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can do. I will say the one thing Coral Springs really doesn't have is that of a nightlife scene, but Coral Springs does have more of a suburb type feel to it, and you're not too far from a lot of these other major cities if that's the biggest concern to you. Next up, we have Davie, Florida. So where's Davie, Florida located? Davie is just west of Fort Lauderdale, just south of 595. And like, Coral Springs, it has great access to all your major road systems. You have 595, the Turnpike, and 95 right there. And what Davie's actually known for, it's known as a cowboy town. So it's not uncommon to see people riding around on horses all around. That's what the city was known for. And Old Town Davie does have that Western type feel to it. On top of that, what most people don't even realize is Davie's actually known as a college town. You're probably thinking, Joe, a college town? Bro, I've been there. That's not a college town. Well, technically it is, because Nova Southeastern University is there, so it does have different aspects with that. But going back to being the cowboy town, there's different things to do around that. So horseback riding, you have the Bergeron Rodeo Grounds, you have Griff's Western Wear, and you even have a country-themed nightclub called Roundup where you can go line dancing. Yeah, line dancing in South Florida. You probably didn't think that you could do that, but they do have all your normal amenities too. So you have a lot of shopping along University, with that of like the fountain, or not the fountains, the tower shops. Very similar to like Coral Springs, but I will say it's on a little bit bigger of a scale with all your different restaurant options. One place you have to go and check out is Flanagan's. Next up, we have Pompano Beach, and I'm probably the most bullish person on Pompano Beach, especially with all the money that they're dumping into it. So let's talk about where in the world is Pompano. So Pompano's in Broward County, and it's pretty much on the northern end of it, just south of Deerfield and Boca. So you have the beach access, you have the water access, and you also have great access to 95. You're probably thinking, okay, so what's Pompano known for? Pompano is actually known for its fishing and the beaches. So it started off as a fishing village, and that's why, they have the Pompano Beach Fishing Village and the Pompano Beach Pier, because a lot of the life early on in Pompano did revolve around being on the water. Now, not to say it doesn't, but they've added more and more things to Pompano, like that of the Harrah's Casino, Topgolf, redoing the downtown area. But at the core of it, Pompano Beach, the entire thing revolves around being on the water. Whether you want to get out to the beach, you want to get out on a kayak, paddleboard, or jet ski, or what most people opt to do is getting out on the water on a boat. Whether you're just hanging out, fishing, or just enjoying life on the water, that's really what it's all about here. Now we have the most bougie city on this list, and that's Boca Raton. And as you probably guessed by now, let's talk about where Boca is located. So Boca is in the southernmost part of Palm Beach County. Very different from the rest of these cities though on this list. Boca runs all the way east from the beach to all the way west out near the Everglades. And I will say East Boca versus West Boca are completely different. Yes, they both have the same ambiance and like the overall feel, But living in East Boca and living in West Boca are completely different, but it deserves its own video. So what is Boca known for? Boca is known for that upscale feel and that ambiance. You will notice as soon as you get into Boca, there are no billboards. There's one billboard near the mall and that's it. There are also no car dealerships. So if you like that refined type feel, Boca is going to be the spot for you. Not to mention the upscale shopping and dining options as well, whether you're looking in downtown Boca, Meisner Park, or even the town center mall. There's something for everyone. Now, very similar to that of some of these other cities near the water, boating and living on the water is also huge, especially in East Boca. So you can go to like the Boca Hotel, the Boca Beach Club, and even like Boca. Plus there's the inlet right there if you want to go out to the ocean and go fishing or just hang out in the ocean, or go up and down whether you're heading north to Jupiter like Peanut Island or heading south to Fort Lauderdale or even to Miami. Now I will say what Boca is also really known for is the golf. So there are a ton of golf course communities in the city of Boca, as well as golf courses in general. Overall, we have 35 golf courses here in Boca, 2 public, 8 municipal, and 25 private, along with 65 other courses within 20 miles of Boca. So if golf's your thing, Boca is going to be the city for you. Next up, we have what I think is probably the best small town in all of South Florida, and that's Lauderdale by the Sea. So Lauderdale by the Sea is pretty much located smack dab in the middle between Fort Lauderdale and Pompano, right there on the beach. So it's pretty much everything east of the intercoastal to the beach side. And overall, you will notice, and what pretty much Lauderdale by the Sea is known for, is that small town type feel. They're actually also known as the beach diving capital of Florida, with 2 wrecks or 2 diving opportunities right there offshore. So there's a reef about, a couple hundred feet offshore that you can swim to. And there's also a shipwreck called the SS Copenhagen, which is a little bit further out that you probably have to take a boat to. But in terms of things to do in Lauderdale by the Sea, they have a great downtown area right here on the corner of Commercial and A1A. So plenty of different shops and restaurants. There's Kilwins, there's Aruba, there's even a BurgerFi, but honestly what my favorite one is the Taco Craft right there in the corner. And there's also a place called Even Keel, which is a pretty cool bar on the corner there, right across from Taco Craft as well. Next, we have Delray Beach, and I'm just gonna come out and say it. I think Delray is Boca's little brother, so hear me out. First off, Delray is just north of Boca, very similar, runs all the way east to all the way west. It has a very similar type feel and ambiance. I will say though that there are car dealerships, there are billboards, and golf is huge in Delray as well, but it doesn't have that same refined type feel that Boca has, plus the price points aren't nearly as expensive as Boca. With all that being said though, I will say downtown Delray and the beaches in Delray are a little bit more fun than that of Boca, especially on Atlantic Ave. I mean, there's plenty of different options for everyone, whether you're looking for a family-friendly activity like that of a farmer's market, going to grab a bite to eat, grabbing Mexican. As you can tell, Mexican's my favorite food. They got Rocco's, they got El Camino, which are great. And there's even nightlife options as well with like that of the new Bounce Delray. Next up, we have Lighthouse Point. And if you're a boater and you love boating, this is going to be the only city that you need to look at. So Lighthouse Point is just north of Pompano, just south of Boca, and almost all of Lighthouse Point has all their houses on the water. So all of Lighthouse Point is on the water, but there are a couple houses here and there that aren't on the water. So Lighthouse Point, most of the residents who live here and what it's known for is pretty much the boating. It's really, like, hey, I want to live on the water. I want to be able to get right out there on the Lighthouse Point Inlet, get out to the ocean, hang out right there in the inlet if I want to, or even head north into Lake Boca and even Lake Wyman. In terms of other things to do, you have all your neighboring cities like that of Pompano, Deerfield, Boca, and even Fort Lauderdale. But overall, in just pure Lighthouse Point, it's really just restaurants, maybe a grocery store or 2. Everything else is very, very close though. Next up, let's head a little bit further south and let's talk about Pembroke Pines. So Pembroke Pines is located just south of the Davie area and just actually east of 75. So you also have East Pines and West Pines. Not like Boca, I will say they're very similar, but overall I will say Pembroke Pines as a whole does have a very suburban type feel to it. It's very like a mix of like Davie and Coral Springs. You have a lot of great strip centers with restaurants, shopping, entertainment options. Still really no nightlife, but what Pines is really known for is their parks. So they have 28 different parks throughout the entire Pembroke Pines city limits, and there's some great ones like that of C.B. Smith Park and even Chapel Trail. So a lot of people, they just like to get out, whether you're going to like a playground, soccer or football field, even a baseball field, like just get out and enjoy life. Plus you're not too far from like downtown Fort Lauderdale if you want to enjoy that nightlife, or even Hollywood. But I will say one place you do have to go and check out here in Pembroke Pines is the Pembroke Gardens Mall. So they have everything you could pretty much want. There's a Nike outlet, there's an F45, a Lululemon, and a Lime. What else do you really need at the end of the day? Next up, we have Oakland Park, and Oakland Park has been slept on for way too long. So Oakland Park is just north of Fort Lauderdale and pretty much just south of Pompano. And a lot of people, who didn't want to pay Fort Lauderdale prices, but also didn't want to live in Pompano, opted to live in Oakland Park. So Oakland Park does have a very suburban, not as much hustle and bustle type feel compared to that of Fort Lauderdale, but you do have a lot of the similar type of amenities. There's great breweries like that of Funky Buddha, great restaurants like that of Tats and Tacos, which does have all you can eat tacos on Taco Tuesday, by the way. You also have the Coral Ridge Mall. You're not too far from the Galleria Mall. Plus you can head straight down Oakland Park Boulevard and head to the beach. So the beach on Oakland Park Boulevard is nowhere near as packed as Fort Lauderdale Beach down near Beach Place. Plus there's also Birch State Park as well. So if you don't want to break the bank, but you want all the great access to Fort Lauderdale, Pompano, even the beach, Oakland Park might be the spot for you. And last but certainly not least, we have Plantation. So Plantation's on the north side of 595 while you have Davie down here. And the reason I'm mentioning Davie is because Plantation is very similar to that of Davie. It has that suburban type feel to it, so plenty of strip centers, different things, restaurants, shopping options, but you also have great shopping with that of the Westfield Mall and even the Sawgrass Mills Outlet Mall, which is actually the largest single story outlet mall. I believe it's in the entire United States. So if you're looking for some great shopping, you have an option there. At least it's an outlet mall. I will say don't go on the weekends because it's an absolute madhouse. In terms of different things to do other than that, we do have great golf here in Plantation with that of the Jacaranda Golf Club and Plantation Preserve. And then there's also plenty of different parks and trails. One of the best ones I like the most has to be Vista View Park. You can get a workout on the hill. That is a brutal workout. Plus there's plenty of other ones as well. On top of that, if you're a sports fan, Ameris Bank Stadium, home of the world champion Florida Panthers, isn't too far either. Technically it's Sunrise, but it's literally right there on the border of Plantation. Okay, you made it to the end, or you skipped ahead to the end. Either way, you made it to the end, and I promise you I would talk about the neighborhood I think is gonna blow up over the next couple of years. Well, you're in luck, because it's not just one neighborhood, it's actually a lump of 3 different ones. And that's the Sailboat Bend, Tarpon River, Riverside Park area. So it's all pretty much right there, and it's just west of the downtown Fort Lauderdale area. And I think it's gonna blow up because number one, they have some great different types of properties in here, some historical ones, single family, townhomes, multifamily. It's a lot of different options. Plus you can walk to downtown. You don't have to drive if you don't want to. So with all the office space they're bringing, all the shopping and entertainment venues they're bringing, and even some of these new condos that will all reshape Fort Lauderdale skyline, I think this area is just gonna keep shooting up and appreciating in value year over year. Not to mention a lot of the things that you can walk to within the neighborhoods themselves, like that of the different parks, Riverside Market, Tarpon River Brewing, Wells Coffee, and even a under the radar bar called the Fitz. But let me know in the comments, what do you think? What are the best cities to live here in the greater Fort Lauderdale area? And if you or anyone you know are looking to buy, sell, or invest here in the Fort Lauderdale area or South Florida in general, we'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can call us, email, text us, DM us, whatever's easiest for you, we got you.